Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this latest edition of RE082 where I take old stories I've narrated and update them to modern audio standards. This particular story is called Just Give Us a Reason, Please, written by Communistred. Ambassador Zox stepped gingerly into the room for the weekly meeting. The Terran councillors were in the usual positions, some slumped on tables, others with their heads in their hands. One was snoring loudly in his seat, head thrown backwards. Another snoring noise emanated from below the long table. Zox cleared his throat.
Terran Council, he began hesitantly. I know that we were planning to delve into the history and science behind the amoeba grub farms used for nutritional supplements in the fourth quadrant, but unfortunately a more pressing matter has come up.
The councillors looked at Zox blandly. Well, here goes nothing.
I regret to inform you all that a member of the Galactic Federation, the Dreldian Collective, has declared war on Terra and all her holdings.
There's a few surprised blinks and grunts around the room. The snoring noises stopped.
Well, the majority of the Federation tried to dissuade them. The Collective claims Terran infringement on their property, economy, and culture. They have invoked the inalienable right to conflict and are now beginning to mobilize war assets. The Collective are a warlike and martial people, and it is unfortunately rather common for them to bully newer races with some light genocide.
Councillor Chen leaned forward, hands on the table.
A Federation race has declared war on us, she whispered. And unfortunately, yes.
Zox didn't want to witness this. With these shining eyes, the tears he had heard so much about, the gasping, the trembling arms, the wide eyes around the room spoke volumes.
Finally,
squeaked Councillor Morton.
What? Finally! I didn't think the pussies had it in them.
He pulled out a sleek-looking phone and called a number on speed dial.
General, approve the defense project we have on hold. Which ones? All of them, of course. Yes, the attack projects too. It's for the good of humanity.
Around the room, similar scenes were playing out.
How many nukes did we keep after the disarmament?
How well does napalm work in a methane atmosphere? Activate our sleeper agent on Zonix Beta. No, not the children, obviously. Give them another year.
Is the superweapon we disguised as a planet still primed, or did the orbit destabilize?
It's more or less operational.
Crash the markets in Telexa, yes. The whole system. No, pull our assets out first, obviously.
Is the Ultra Mark II project working reliably yet?
It is still experimental.
Time to experiment then.
Can we release the Scarzax into the food shipments on Porto 2 without killing more than 50% of the civilian population? Or should we wait a little?
Isn't that against the Geneva Convention?
Oh yeah, definitely. Why? Has the Federation signed the Geneva Convention?
Zox blinked all six of his eyes rapidly. What was going on? One of the councillors was running in circles, screaming,
"War! War! It's war!"
over and over again. He turned his attention to the other councillors, hoping for some semblance of sanity.
Now, supercruiser fleet will take a week to get to light speed, but by day 3 you can't stop it without rewriting reality. I'll tell them to try figure it out before they need to break. How early can we organize a preemptive strike for it to still technically be a preemptive and not just a strike?
They've activated our covert Buccaneer fleets in sectors 6, 7, and 13.
Apparently 16 has been active for the last decade.
Did any of you know that?
If we get the tungsten railguns firing now, we can be hitting homeworld in just 23 years.
Can we plant the Nova Apocalypse Matrix in their sun?
Not if you want this to last longer than a day. Let the others have their turn first, Grace.
We've waited decades for this. What if you planted in their other sun? Just a warning shot.
Zox slowly backed out of the room, trembling. Perhaps it was time to request a change of posting, somewhere far, far away from the Dreldian Collective, and even further from humanity. End of story. I'd quickly like to thank the T5 peeps: Cold War Boomerwaffen, Severin Cerberus, Bushmaster 177, Henry the Red, Caspar Arnholtz, Cold War Boomerwaffen, Elijah Silvercross, Dragzoon WRE, and Severin Cerberus. Thank you very much.